What's up, boys and girls? I hope you're doing well. It's Mr. Irwin. We have one more measure of variation we want to discuss, and today we are studying interquartile range. So grab your notebook. There is a lot of new information to go over today, so let's get right to it. With interquartile range, I would just want to start with the idea of what a quartile is. Now, if you look at the beginning of this word, we have quart. And what's so significant about the word quart? Well, there are 4 quarts in a gallon. There are 4 quarters in a dollar. There are 4 musicians in a quartet. So this root word quart means 4. A quartile is when we divide a data set into quarters or into 4 equal sections. So 4 quarters in a dollar, 4 quarts in a gallon, 4 quartiles in a data set. Now, to make quartiles, we are essentially, if you think of a candy bar, let me draw you a quick candy bar up here in the corner. If I had a candy bar and I wanted you to cut it into 4 sections, how many cuts would you have to make? Well, you would need to cut it right down the middle. And then you would have to cut this side and this side. So to get 4 pieces, or 4 sections, I would have to make 3 cuts. And same deal with the data set. If I want to break a data set into 4 sections, I need to cut it in 3 different locations. Each of those cuts is going to have a very special name. The first cut is the cut I made right down the middle. We're going to call that Q2, or as you know it better, the median, because that cut in the center, that cut in the middle, that is the center of our data. So Q2 is the median. Now, the cut to the left gets a name. We call it Q1. And then that final cut over here on the far right, we call that Q3. So those cuts essentially break our data set into 4 sections, each section called a quartile. Interquartile range is a measure of variation. Remember, variation is telling us how similar or different data points are within a set. And interquartile range specifically describes the spread of the middle 50% of the data set by finding the difference of the first and third quartiles. Well, if you go back to our candy bar we drew up top, if I cut this candy bar into quarters, I know that each section contains 25% of the data, because each section is a quarter. Interquartile range wants us to look specifically between Q1 and Q3. Well, how much data is inside of Q1 and Q3? Well, I have this 25 and this 25. So it's essentially the center or the middle 50% of the data. And that's what we are looking at for interquartile range. To calculate interquartile range, it's a 5-step process. Step 1, our data has to be in order from least to greatest. And then we're going to find the median. Once you have found the median, you're going to take all data points that are below the median and find the median of those. We call it Q1. Then we need to find Q3 by taking all values above the median and finding the median of those. And then finally, we want the distance between Q1 and Q3 to get that interquartile range. Let's work through an example together. So I have a data set. We've been asked to find the interquartile range. Step 1, we need to order the data. So grab a sheet of paper and order this with me. The least value in this set is a 1, so I'm going to start with a 1, followed by 2. We have another 2, and then a 3. After 3, we have 4, 5, 6, 8, and finally 8. Now that I have my data ordered, we want to find the median. So I'm going to start by chopping off the ends. I got 1 and 8 we can get rid of. 2 and 8. 2 and 6, and 3 and 5. So our median is 4. Now, our next step is to calculate Q1. To calculate Q1, we're going to go to our median, which was 4, and we're going to take all the data points that were below the median. In this case, we had 1, 2, 2, and 3. And my task now is to find the median, or the middle, of those numbers. Well, on the end right now, I have 1 and 3, and then I'm left with 2 2's in the middle. Remember, to calculate median of two values, when I have two values left in the middle, we're going to add them together. 2 plus 2 is 4, and we're going to divide by 2. 4 divided by 2 gives me a median, or in this case, a Q1 of 2. So Q1 gets a value of 2. My next step is to calculate Q3. To do that, I'm going to take all data points that are above the median. We said the median of the set was 4, so I'm taking all the numbers above 4, in this case 5, 6, 8, and 8. And of course, I want to find the median of those. So I'm getting rid of my n's, which are 5 and 8. I'm left with the 6 and 8 in the middle. 6 plus 8 is 14, and 14 divided by 2 is 7. So I get a Q3 value of 7. And now my final step for interquartile range, I want to take my Q3, which is 7. I'm going to subtract my Q1, which is 2. 7 minus 2 gives me an interquartile range of 5. All right, let's try another one. Data sets on the screen. Let's start calculating the interquartile range. Step 1, order the data. So it looks like the least value up here is 18. After 18, is it 25? I'm thinking so. Actually, I have another 25, followed by 26, 27, 29, 33, 41, 41, there are 2 of them, and then finally 55. All right, step 2 is to find the median. So we have 18 and 55 on the ends. Now my endpoints, 25 and 41, 25 and 41, 26 and 33. I'm left with 2, meaning I'm going to add them together and divide by 2, and I actually get a median here of 28. Because 27 plus 29 is 56. 56 divided by 2 is 28. Now we are ready for Q1. I'm going to take all values below the median. We said our median was 28, so below it is 27 and under. 18, 25, 25, 26, and 27. And we're going to find the median of those. Don't forget, this is Q1 happening over here. So ends chopped off, 18 and 27, 25 and 26. I'm left in the middle with 25, which will be my Q1 value. Now let's complete Q3 by taking all values above the median. The median was 28, so I want all values that are larger than that 28. So 29 and up in this case. We have 29, 33, 41, 41, and 55. And we're finding the median of those, 29 and 55 on the ends, 33 and 41 on the ends. I'm left in the middle with 41. Finally, to calculate interquartile range, I'm going to take my Q3 value, which is 41. I'm going to subtract my Q1 value, which is 25, to get an interquartile range of 16. Boys and girls, make sure you complete your independent practice assignment on interquartile range. Take a picture of your work and upload that file for submission. I'll see you guys next time.